Question 3. What have you learnt from your audience feedback? I have learnt a lot from the feedback I got from my peers in lessons and a focus group I held after the 3rd edit of my trailer. I learnt from this feedback how the trailer makes them want to go and watch it because of it being released at an unconventional date, as it is a psychological thriller. I have also learnt from my focus group about the age restriction of my film, such as depending on the type of action the film would contain and not just what they see in the trailer, as it will differ between the age it should be aimed at. I also learnt how things I did affected my trailer, such as the length of clips. With some clips being too long, they caused the audience to lose focus. What I needed to do was cut the clips down and keep the trailer as fast-paced as possible when it came to certain sequences, to keep my audience engaged, to make them wonder what was about to happen next. After knowing that repetition was good for my soundtrack, because it built tension throughout the trailer, I had one section of music play all the way throughout the trailer, which came across as too repetitive because it was no longer building tension like I wanted it to. So after doing another edit, I changed it so it started, stopped, and came back after certain clips. One thing I learnt from audience feedback about my first draft of my magazine front cover was about the picture I had used. They said to say the film was a psychological thriller, my character looked too happy. So I took another photo of her looking further towards the floor, to add more mystery, which I then darkened to make it look more secretive. I had to be careful about the colours I used on my front cover because of the house style I had already decided on, and I didn't want the text blending into the photo. I also found I was overusing the colour red and it wasn't being as effective as I wanted it to be because of it being the brightest colour on the page. I only wanted certain text such as my masthead and cover line to catch the reader's attention first. I also learnt things from my other drafts such as placing plugs and where I should place them to make them effective on my page. Some feedback I had about my first draft of my poster was that the image was too plain and needed editing because it didn't make an impact on the audience. Also that I needed to reposition my title because even though I had placed it on a space on the page that was clear, it wasn't making an impact on the audience because of how small it was and it just didn't stand out enough. For my second draft I changed my image so you could just see the character, but I was told how I edited the image was good by the contrast in the colours, but the other image was better because you could see more of the situation the character was in, which made the audience think. The feedback I had for my final poster was that the editing was really good once again, as well as placing of the image with him being more to one side so you could see more of the wall he is placed in front of. I also was told the placing of my text worked well with the title being straight through the middle of the image and the release date just below because they constantly caught the audience's attention.